Hi, this is a two-part video. The first part deals with our getting on the cruise ship in Southampton for a Canaries cruise, hence the title. The second part deals with some of the ports we went to. So the first part is just basically us getting on board, getting through the check-in and security. If you've got all your documents available, you've printed them out and you're prepped, you've got your travel insurance, you won't have any problem. You just go to the port at your allotted time. We had an early check-in time, and once you've done through that, you'll basically go through the port. You've got the access then to get onto the ship, where you'll be checked in on the ship as well. And then once you're on the ship, the first thing we do then is we did our safety briefing. Everybody has to do it, so it makes sense to get it out of the way there and then. Just go to where your master station is. They'll go through the various bits and pieces, and then once they've scanned your set sail or your pass, you're then free to go around the ship and do pretty much whatever you want. So we headed up to the Windjammer, had a spot of buffet lunch, and then just mooched around the ship until we got access to the cabin. You don't normally get access to the cabin until they've finished their cleaning processes. We got access about 1:30. We then obviously had a couple of carry-on bags, so we unpacked those, chilled out then, watched what the ongoings of people coming aboard and last minute stocking up, and then away we went. Once you're underway then, we had a meal in the main dining room. Very nice it was as well. We had my time dining. The next morning I got up and did a quick whistle stop sort of video clips around the ship. If you're looking for an in-depth video of Anthem of the Sea, you need to go elsewhere, because mine's just sort of like this, that. So once you've got free access to the ship, you may find you want to go and have a look at the shops. I think they're on deck 5 or 5, something like that. There's a variety of shops there, which are okay. You've got some jewellery, watches, clothing, sort of normal sort of things you look for on a ship, I suppose. From there, you've also got access to Izumi, which is the sushi bar. And if you then sort of look into the bowels of the ship, you've got the casino. Again, it's not something I'm into, don't really go to casinos or slot machines or anything like that, but I know they're a big hit in the sort of Far East and the American market, so they get quite busy. Now in that sort of area, you've also got the music hall. We found it's a nice area. One particular thing though was very, very noisy on one instance, so we actually walked out. But they do have lots of different acts in there and bands, so it is quite a good place to go. Another place which I think we spent a lot of our time, was actually in 270. It's right at the back of the ship. It's got a great view through the panoramic window. There's a little sort of cafe there which is open sort of 3 times a day, so you can go in and get coffees, that kind of thing. They've also got a bar there. They do sort of acts, Spectra's Cabaret, that kind of stuff, which is quite useful. Vintages is sort of like a little pub bar area which is not far away from there, so if you want to have hot drinks you can get them from there. The service is pretty good. You can't fault the service on that. Up the front you've got another sort of bar area, kind of relaxed, which is called Schooners. They've got a piano in there, they've got pianists that play. They also can sort of put a few tiny little bands in there, so if you've got a 3-piece band you can go in there and enjoy that of an evening. And there's a bar there as well, so you can chill out. So it's all round sort of chilling out and enjoying yourself, which is cool. They're back in the ship at the top. You've got something called the Seaplex. Now this is kind of like a sports gym kind of area. There's a football court, but they also use it for basketball. Upstairs you can do table tennis and other sorts of sports. There's a little area with a Xbox if you're into like digital games, which is pretty good. They also have bumper cars on there, and I did use the bumper cars a couple of times, and that was fun. You've got to watch out for the little grannies. They might look demure and like they wouldn't say boo to a goose, but my god, they can really whack you in the bumper car pretty hard, so be aware of them. They're sort of a wolf in sheep's clothing, shall we say. Up at the front, at the top, you've got the solarium. This is quite a warm area, I would say. It does get quite... There are windows. It is sort of regulated the temperature on there, but it's kind of like an adults-only area, where you've got sort of pools, chill out zone. There's a bar, there's a little bistro there, so you can get lunch there as well. So it's a good place to hang out. It's very popular. Our cruise was particularly busy, not quite full up, but near enough full up. And it's one area where if you wanted a lounger, you need to get there pretty early in the morning to get it. Which brings me round to the sun deck. Now, I'm not a sun worshipper, so I didn't give a hoot, but for those people who are sun worshippers, you need to get in early, because the guys are putting the sun loungers out around about 7 to 7:30, and people were snapping them up thereafter. There would be a towel on there, a book on there, and then people would go and have their breakfast or whatever, and then they would come back. It's a bone of a contention over whether it's policed well enough or not, but on the whole it seemed to be okay. There weren't any big issues, so that was good. So as I said earlier, if you're looking for in-depth video on Anthem of the Seas, best look elsewhere. Mine was just a whistle-stop tour, and that concludes my part 1 video of Anthem of the Seas. And now I'm going on to part 2, which looks at the ports that we stopped at.